Hey guys, Brian here with Wolf's Prairie Outdoors. You guys have been asking for it for quite a while. I finally got my hands on a Henry. I want to give a huge shout out to Big Daddy Unlimited for making this happen. They sent this out to us and we could not be more grateful. Ranger Point Precision has sent out a pile of goodies to put on it, and we're going to be upgrading this. Not that it needs upgrading, but you guys know I can't leave a lever gun alone. I've got to add some things to it. So, I just want to give you my first impressions today. I've done a little bit of shooting with it, not a ton. Ammo's hard to come by right now, especially 30-30. I'm working on that, but they made a great rifle here, guys. You know, with Marlins, that's what my experience has been completely. I've never touched a Henry until I got my hands on this. And Marlins, you've always got to do something to the action. They're always just a little gritty. You need to put some years of wear on them before they run really smoothly. The action on this ran buttery smooth right out of the box. I was really surprised. I was expecting something like the Marlins. You know, it's just that's what I'm accustomed to. This doesn't need any work out of the box. The action just runs great. Ran flawlessly, no failure to feeds, no failure to ejects, nothing happening there. It ran. As long as you're deliberate with a lever like you're supposed to be, you can't short stroke it. If you short stroke it, it's just like a shotgun. They're going to jam up on you. So as long as you're deliberate with your actions, it's going to run perfectly fine. And, I had a lot of questions leading up to this of why I didn't have any Henrys. And honestly, prior to Henry putting the side loading gate on here, I was kind of shying away from Henry because I'm not a huge fan of the mag tube load, but I got to tell you one thing. When I took this out and started shooting it, I did try the mag tube load just because that was the first thing here. And I grew up and was trained shooting a Rossi 22 gallery gun, a pump. And, 22s are all mag tube load. And the moment I ran that mag tube up, I had flashbacks to when I was a kid shooting that gun with my dad, because we would go out every Saturday and Sunday and shoot that pump 22. He looked everywhere for one of the short chipmunk style rifles for me and could not find one. Well, I was 4 years old, and even though I was big for my age, I was still a little kid. So he finally settled on that pump action 22 nickel plated gun, and we still got it, by the way. We might do some videos with that soon, but it had to ride on top of my shoulder, and I was looking down the sights, and it brought back so many memories using this. It's so funny, the flashbacks I had, because we would go every weekend and shoot. Back when ammo was cheap, we'd shoot 500 to 1,000 rounds of 22, and that was just our weekend pastime. We had so much fun doing it. So kudos to Henry for giving me the flashbacks with that. It was a lot of fun. But this rifle is a great rifle. 30-30 is one of the most popular calibers, I'd say, in the country for deer hunting especially. It's taken more deer than just about anything else, I think. And I think it gets a bad rap. I think a lot of people are always worried about having the latest, fastest, hottest caliber. When you're going deer hunting, you don't need any more than a 30-30. And not saying 30-30 is weak or anything, just, you don't need some hot, fast caliber. 30-30 is going to do everything you want. Yes, I've done hunts with 45-70s. That's just because of the location I was at, that I wanted that deer to not go very far, and I knew the 45-70 would do it. But this year I'm going to be doing some 30-30 hunts for sure, and had high hopes of that last year. Work went crazy, didn't make it happen. But this year I'll definitely be using this for hunting, and I'm really excited to build this out. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, as far as basics on it, comes with great fiber optic sights. These things glow. I'll actually insert a picture here I took with it, and you can see that front fiber optic is just glowing so bright. And yes, the bipod's on here, but that's just to hold the gun up so I don't have to hold it. I wouldn't leave the bipod on here, really. It does interfere with your actuating of the lever, but if you're doing some long shots and want a nice steady shot, the bipod's a good option. For those of you wondering, this is the Accutac SR5 G2, but that's the nice thing about this stock and forend is you've got an integrated Picatinny rail up front, so you don't have to add anything if you don't want to. You can throw a bipod, a flashlight, or they've got M-LOK slots, one on each side. You can throw a flashlight on there or a laser if you want. Part of Henry's slogan for this series, the X models, is provide and protect. And that's exactly what this gives you right out of the box, is because 30-30, like I said, hands down, phenomenal hunting rifle. Really anything, I think, from the Midwest over, once you get out of bear country over there, you can do anything you need with a 30-30. It's 2 to 4 legs. And by having the option for a pick rail for a flashlight or on the side for the M-LOK, it gives you that low light shooting capability, because anybody that really thinks about it, if you are shooting in low light situations, you are going to have a flashlight. Generally that bump in the night is at night. You don't want to turn on a light in the house and give your position away, so you have a flashlight. And that was great on Henry, I think, putting that on here. It does extend the handguard quite a bit having that. And initially I was trying to figure out, you know, it's an X model. It's supposed to be more of a provide, protect type rifle. And I was trying to figure out why the barrel was 21 inches. And then it hit me. You've got the mag tube load, which they kept, which, you know, like I said, nostalgia of that is awesome. And by keeping that, you have to have somewhere to load those rounds. Well, if they shorten the barrel, the mag tube has to shorten, which this mag tube load stops right here. You shorten that barrel much at all, you get right into this handguard. So you can't shorten the handguard without making it too short. Therefore, the barrel had to be basically as long as it is to make it work out for this caliber. And this holds 5 rounds. You know, plenty of ammunition capacity there. If it's not, you can always add on a cartridge cuff like we have from Cartridge Cuff Guy. Wolf 10, by the way, if you guys want to save 10% on your order there, phenomenal cartridge cuffs. We use them all the time, just not on our tactical guns. It doesn't work out with the adjustable form stocks we have. I've got one to put on my 357. I just got to get around to doing that. And then also we have the Hoptic USA quivers that will be going on the Ranger Point handguard. And I cannot wait to get that green handguard on here. It's going to look really good. As you guys saw in the picture, that was another one I actually worked up, and works out really nicely with the Bradley cheek rest, giving you the proper side alignment with your optic. So I'm really looking forward to putting this thing together. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I will definitely get to them. You know, as we go through the series, like I said, we're going to be doing a handguard. We're going to be doing optics, the cheek rest. We've got some quick takedown screws, which are super handy on this. And then I tell you also, one of the biggest features I really like is this threaded muzzle. It gives you the option to mount a brake or a suppressor, and a suppressor on this is just amazing. One thing to keep in mind though, if you have a brake that protrudes, anything, basically anything other than the Ranger Point Precision Comet brake, which we'll be putting on here, when you go to run out your mag tube, you will hit the brake. So, you know, you've got to keep that in mind. You cannot use this feature to unload the rifle, but you just cycle the action and you're good to go. Or, you know, if you want to pop your brake off, or you're, you know, just, there's not a lot of options there. So just keep that in mind. You can't slide that up. But I think Henry has done a phenomenal job with this rifle. They really knocked it out of the park. I really like the subdued black all over it. It just looks really good. I do love my classics. Now that I've had my hands on this, you know, I've always been wary. You know, when you go out to buy a rifle and you dump $1,000 on a rifle, you don't want to waste that money. And switching to a different company than you've ever worked with, you know, is that a good investment? You're not sure. I've always worked with Marlins and I've loved them. You know, they need a little tweaking here and there, but I've loved the rifles overall. They've functioned greatly for me. But putting my hands on a Henry, phenomenal fit and finish. Like I said, it runs flawlessly, and now I really want a classic like 357, because, you know, I love my 357 Marlin. It's just fun, but it's all tacticaled up. So I really want a classic one now, just to get out, plink with, have fun. And there is something about using iron sights or fiber optics. It's nice just going back to the old roots of learning to shoot. And I think people have gotten too dependent on optics and red dots. You know, they are great. They tremendously help you with your accuracy and speed on target, but you still need to know the fundamentals. It's just like driving a stick shift car. You got to know how to drive a stick shift, guys. That's just imperative these days, and I think that's a lost art as well. Too many people find it and grind it, and that's about all there is to it. But that's really all I can say, guys. The rifle is phenomenal, and again, thank you guys to Big Daddy. Thank you so much for getting this sent out. And if you guys want to help support the channel, definitely check out our link for Big Daddy below. They are revolutionizing the online gun store, and they're phenomenal people, really great to work with, and they help us out with things like this when we need it. I think you guys are really going to enjoy the series. We've got some awesome stuff coming up, so if you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button below. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get notified when we post new videos. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Have a good one, guys.